Yeah, winning, I'm ballin' like Pippen. Got the plus in the rest with the cash out. Try to practice social distance.
What up, what up, what up? We back at Culture Cafe, man. We in the building once again, man. I got Mischief in the building, bro. How you doing?
What it do? I'm good, man. Happy to be here. Appreciate you having me.
That's all good, man. I remember when you reached out to me, man, I was like, yeah, I got to get him in here, man, because I was checking out your work, saw your portfolio. I was like, yeah, he got something to talk about. He got good music.
Man.
His work ethic is good. For those who don't know you, what I always do every podcast is I ask, to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit, you know what I'm saying, as far as, is it just you being an artist, or are you doing more things, or are you a man with many talents?
So of course, my name is Mischief. I am an R&B artist, R&B hip hop artist. Definitely got my hands in different pots. I'm also an engineer. Recently doing a video for an event. But yeah, man, Mischief the artist is what we putting on Front Street right now, man, and pushing that and just keeping it going, man. Like I said, R&B artist, previously hip hop artist. I can do a little both, but right now we on R&B, man. We letting these vocals go.
You letting the vocals go. So you just picking that lane and you gonna run with it for right now.
I mean, it works. It fits my daily lifestyle. It fits me. It feels good. When I'm recording, it feels good. That's my biggest thing, is that it feels good.
So when you recording, since you coming from a hip hop artist, or almost saying writing lyrics or writing rhymes, is it the same process of writing an actual R&B when you're singing? Is it slower, the same amount of bars, or?
So I don't really write for my singing. Kind of my recording process is, what I'll do is I'll get a beat, I'll sit on it for a little bit, kind of get some melodies going. Once I get the melodies going, I usually record a hum. I'll freestyle. Okay. So I'll basically freestyle, and I'll hum, or if words come to me, I'll let them go. I like to use my recording process to be like my first initial feeling when it comes to like melodies. That's usually where I get my best from, is my first initial, however that melody comes to the beat. So I'll get that out, and then basically after, I'll listen through a few more times and press record till it comes out how I like it.
So how long you been an artist? Well, basically, how long have you been doing music, and then kind of segue into how long you've been doing engineering or producing for people? And which one came first? Was it the artist, or was it the engineer, or they just come together at the same time, or?
Definitely artists. I've been doing music since I was a kid, always writing rhymes and recording. My big bro, rest in peace, Peta Boy, he's the one that he was an artist, so I was always around it. So definitely an artist first, and as time passed, I always recorded myself. I always recorded my people. I used to be in a group called Trackwide. You know what I mean? Shout out to my TRK niggas. Yeah, so I've always been recording myself. So with that, I got better and better and better and better. And as time passed, started reaching out to different people, or people started reaching out to me, and it became something that not only I enjoy, because I'm a studio rat. I'm a person that likes to be in the studio. I'm a person that's always in the studio. I record myself. So a lot of my sessions are myself, just because I already do it. It's around me. I have a place that I record out of. I have a nice board at my house, and I'm just trying to let the feeling go. That's what I do, man. I'm a studio rat.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
For sure.
So that kind of just goes into what I was about to ask you. Since you always are in the studio, you always making tracks or making singles, or just trying to come up with just new ideas and things. Like, tell me one of your least favorite things about being an artist.
My least favorite thing, I would probably say, the change now, kind of with the times, how it is, as far as having to be like a meme. That's probably what I don't like right now, is like, it's kind of how you push has to be kind of meme, like, you know what I mean? Along with your music. Of course, good music is going to do what it does for itself, but also having to kind of, be an entertainer in a different way. You know what I mean? I've always been kind of an incognito person, and artist first, you know what I mean? That's what I portray. Of course, giving personality also, but just now it's kind of a different way. And, you got to change with the time. So, I'm not against it. It's just a different time. You know what I mean? So other than that, I would probably say putting everything together or the getting the content and everything. I enjoy, of course, the journey and everything like that. But my thing is, I'm a finished product person. That's where I get my adrenaline from. When I record a song, when it's done, when the master is done, when you press play on the master and that song stops, I get a rush from that. So that's kind of like that's my most exciting point of it. Even if it's a video, you know, seeing the final product and starting from A and going all the way to Z. Z is my favorite part. I'll probably say about C, maybe a little later, F to like, you know, L. I'll give it L. That's probably my least favorite part.
Okay, bad. That makes sense. I mean, times do, you know what I'm saying, when you get used to one way and then a couple years later, or I mean that just transitioned actually faster than what we thought because
oh yeah,
the internet got real crazy.
It got real.
Real fast.
I've been doing it for a long time, so it got real. You know what I mean? I was doing music when MySpace and all of that.
Man.
You know what I mean? And that's probably when I started taking it more serious. I was in a group, like I said, by the name of Trackwide, and we was pushing. And as I kind of veered more into a solo artist, that's kind of like when the age kind of changed. And when you're going from group to solo artist, also, it's kind of a restart. It's a restart.
Okay.
And I was still rapping. Now I sing. So I've had about 2-3 restarts. But right now is the singing. That's what people vibe with the most. That's
that
what's
melodic
got me my most
singing, melodic rap.
It's got me my most looks. I work with my main producer is from the Netherlands. So a lot of my work and the producers I work with are from overseas.
That's different.
Oh, the vibe is different.
Yeah.
It creates a different vibe. And we're like in a kind of a microwave era where like everybody's kind of similar. Sound is similar. And I don't like purposely try to make a different sound. It's just that's like kind of what comes out. That's what I gravitate towards. So with also working with people from the Netherlands, shout out my boy Koen.
Okay.
Man, it's just a different vibe. It's a different vibe. They move different out there.
Yeah, that's pretty dope though to be working for somebody on a whole different, you know, side of the ocean. Like
Different process. It's a different process.
That's crazy.
For sure. We don't sit down in the studio.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, and you gotta, how does he like, is he just like sending you music or?
So what I like about my producer is he'll send me a beat. I'll either, you know, put a chorus together for it, put a verse or half a song, whatever it is. Even if it's a full song, I'll send it to him and he'll revamp the beat.
Okay. So he's molding the beat around your vocals.
He turns it into a masterpiece.
Wow.
Basically. He turns it into a masterpiece. And that's like why he became like my producer, because a lot of people don't do that. It's send off, you got it, go to
Do
work.
what you do.
Finished
Yeah.
product. Him, he doubles back. And he throws the extras in it, the extra horns and synths and, you know what I mean, change the drum pattern up. And we have a good connection where we keep in contact, even though I think it's like a 9-hour difference. So usually when I'm going to sleep, he's waking up and vice versa. But
it works though.
we make it work, man. When it feels
Don't
good,
change it. Just leave it be.
you wake up 4 a.m. like, okay, let me listen real quick. I'm gonna listen. All right, that's fire. That's fire. I'm gonna hit you in like 3 hours when I wake up.
I know that's
You know what I
right,
mean?
man. Hey, you got to keep that work ethic going, man. Tell me, what are some strengths that make you a good artist, and then some weaknesses that you think you got to improve on?
I would say my strengths is my versatility. I feel like if something comes my way, like I can kind of, especially with the singing, I can kind of vibe to it if it makes sense. And even like I feel like a lot of my kind of boom bappy kind of R&B stuff is even like something that you can rap on also. But my thing is my versatility. I can, if it comes my way and it's a quality good song, I can probably do something to it. Most likely. It's not many things that come my way. My biggest record with Wantika, he's also from out that way in the Netherlands, is it's a house record. That's my biggest record. So I'm on Roche Music for that record. It's a record label out there. And he hit me up for a song and he ended up putting it on his EP and that shit went crazy.
But how does it feel to be getting these accomplishments? Like, it's almost like they just out of the blue just hit you and be like, boom. And then you like, well, damn, I wasn't expecting that.
Nah, it feels good. Like it's always like it's like a rewarding to like my thought process because like where you come
Mhm.
from. When I started as a little dude, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just out here doing music and I'm rapping for people, and like it becomes more serious. Like, and I try not to celebrate too much in certain moments because of where I know I can or want to be. So it feels good, but I'm always like looking for the next thrill when it comes to music. Like my homies always tell me too, like, man, like enjoy, like celebrate. I'm like, yeah, no, we in it, we celebrating, but like
We got more work.
in like a month, 2 months, like you know what I mean? We're gonna need another
You gonna
celebration.
need another one.
And that means we gotta start now. So yeah.
You just
so
being prepared, man. Just
I
you
have
trying to
to be,
just
man.
keep that momentum. Like if we got a hit song now, like we just don't want it to just be a one hit and then we can't produce another one like that. Like we
No.
want to keep this ball moving.
I'm not going for it. I'm not going
Hey,
for
I mean,
it.
you gotta be like that. I mean, you gotta be determined to continue to make.
You gotta live in
Yeah.
it.
Tell me about it. If this has ever happened to you, have you ever had a performance in front of an audience and the audience wasn't feeling your music, and then like how do you get through that?
I've had a performance like that, and I think it kind of. So I've like I said, I've both rap and sing. Um, I don't know. I don't know if you remember like Porter's Pub. That's where they were doing like a lot of
Yeah.
shows out there. We were opening all the time. So that was like rapping.
Okay.
I've always sung like choruses and stuff, but I remember. I think it was like around. I can't say probably like 2-3 years ago. I had did a collab with Dami Young.
Oh, that's the bro right there.
Yeah, and I remember, and I'm sorry, Dami. I just hadn't performed in a while with my singing, and I didn't feel it. You know what I mean? I didn't feel it. It was cool. It was a good reaction, a cool reaction, but
You just knew you could do
Yeah.
better.
I knew I could do better. They might have not known, but I know myself. I was
Like
like,
disappointed. You was like, damn, man.
yeah, we gonna run
We
this.
go run that back.
I just went and grabbed a drink and was like, after the fact, like, yeah, good job. And I was like, yeah, thank you. Man.
Yo, I know that had to be kind of tough, man. Like,
Yeah, nah. I mean, it is what it is.
but
know?
you learn
I
and
don't-
grow. You learn and grow. What are your musical influence? Because I went back into your, you know what I'm saying, your discography, and I was noticing that you had a lot of boom bap-ish soulful music. Like, is that just something that, you know, it comes from, you know, other artists, or is it just something you fell in love with, you know, just listening to music, or is it just major artists that was like, I want to make music like that?
I think like to give like an example of like my influence is kind of a melting pot. I kind of draw from everything musically. I had a time where I was making beats and producing and was listening to all kind of crazy samples from Brazil. And my favorite artist is Sade, by
Oh,
the way.
wow.
Yeah, that's my favorite artist. So if you kind of hear like a little bit of twang, that's probably where my only sound like influence is, like where I feel like
Okay.
it is. But I draw from a lot of stuff. I draw from a lot of engineers too, like just the actual stuff that's going on in the background. When you become an engineer and you really are messing with plugins and stuff like that, I have a problem with listening to music because I'm listening to I don't even listen to music. I'm listening to the voice that's panned to the left in the background, how deep the reverb is on the ad-libs. So like I started studying that, and that kind of like molded my music also, is different engineers. I like R&B wise, like I like T-Pain, like kind of, I said T-Pain, my bad, T.Y. Dolla $ign.
Yeah. Okay.
I like the way they engineer his stuff. Travis Scott, because he does a lot of crazy stuff, but it always sounds clean. I like his engineer also. And like I said, I was a hip hop artist. I started off boom bap rapping, so that's kind of like, it all kind of draws together, and I just pull from not only what I hear, but like what moves me. And boom bap was definitely like the first movement. My bro had me on boom bap for sure when I was younger. So
Yeah, my brother, he's an artist too. He, like I say, I've said in other or in previous interviews that he has it's called Black State University, and he has a few artists underneath him, and they all have this different vibe They all come from, it's like different genres, but he is really big on lyricism. And then old school boom bap when you hear like Rakim and stuff like that, or Wu-Tang and things like that. He's really big on that. And one of his favorite artists is Jay-Z. So, so that
I kind of feel like I know how he comes.
Yeah. So, on your recent, two of your recent songs I listened to was On the Rocks and Drink in My Hand. Now, when I went back and I listened to your old music, and then I heard your new music, your new releases, it was a different shift. I was like, what was the change, or what made you change, your sound to something more mainstream? Because I'm gonna tell you, On the Rocks that's, if you ask me, that's a club hit.
I like that song.
Yeah, I was like, that to me, I could see myself dancing with my girl, having a good time.
Drinking,
two-stepping. Like, that's a club hit to me. So what made you change?
Thank you. I like like I said, my thing is versatility. I've always kind of did different things. The group that I was in, Trackwide, like that was the significance was like worldwide, but on tracks. So we've always done different. We've done club stuff. We've done boom bap, and I think it always has been my production too. What I have availability for production. So I've had a time period where I've only had boom bap production. The people that I rock with are boom bap, and then I've had a time frame where I found producers that were more industry. And I feel like right now, as I mature as an artist too, I've kind of been on myself to not necessarily keep up with the times, but make something that everybody can kind of listen to, not just what I like, because I like people to like my music too. And I feel like every artist, you can do you and still make something good for the people also.
Right.
Because I try to stem from storylines in a lot of my music. It's usually a plethora of stories put together in one on a song.
Okay.
So yeah.
That's pretty deep right there. I'm always interested in artists when they, have an idea of what makes them different from artists now. Like, so what do you think that makes you different from the artists that we have right now? Like, it could be anything. It could be skills wise. It could be production. It could it could be anything. How do you differentiate yourself from everybody else?
I think that with me, I don't think you can pinpoint what you're going to have next. I don't think you can listen to my music, listen to my catalog, and kind of say, this is what I'm going to get next. But at the same time, I have a sound.
Okay.
So I can take my sound and I can take it to other lanes. And I think that's what's unique about my sound is I can go on a West Coast record. I can go on a South record. I can switch up my twang a little bit in my voice to go on an East Coast record, whether that's boom bap or mainstream. And I've kind of made my sound. I've kind of put myself together as an artist to be able to do that. That whatever comes my way, it's going to come back to you and you're going to be like, okay, that was worth sending.
I can dig that. Just being able to, get on, be on different genres.
That's
I think that just opens up way more doors for you than just staying, just staying in one lane all the time. You got to have more. You got to open your horizon and have more opportunities. The more opportunities you have, the more successful you can be. And then you might get on easier that way instead of just locking yourself in a box.
Hey, they always say you're one song away. So if I'm putting songs into different pots, I feel like I have more of an opportunity because I'm not just in one pot. I'm not just in a boom bap pop. I'm not just in a ratchet pop. I'm not just in a pop music. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like I said, my biggest record is with Wantiga out of the Netherlands, and it's a house record. And it was my first house record.
House go hard though, bro. I don't think people really know. Like,
so I brought the soul to the house. It was kind of like, I'll play it for you. But yeah, man, like I pride myself on versatility. I feel like nowadays too, I've been told before too, like they like you to know what you do and you know what I mean? This is what people want from you. But I feel like I said, my sound, I can take my sound, put it on another genre and it still be my sound.
Right.
That's my thing.
I wonder how your sound is going to sound in 5 years or 3 years, how much it's going to evolve. What do you think about that? Do you ever think about that?
I'm really in the moment with it, man. Like, I feel like that's what keeps me kind of like testing myself in the studio. Like I said, when I'm in the studio, I'm usually in the studio. I'm an engineer. So for me, studio time is work. It's work time. It's like focus, energy, you know? I'll have a little drink or something, you know what I mean? Smoke a little something, but it's work. And I think a lot of people kind of don't necessarily take the studio seriously. And I shouldn't say a lot of people, because most artists that's really about their craft do take it seriously. But when I'm in the studio, I'm locked in. Like, I'm focused. I'm a focused person in the studio. I'm not doing too much craziness, you know what I mean? Because I'm also engineering, so it's like double. It's double time. It's double time. But I enjoy it though. I think I get a face. I think I get a face, and people look at me like, "Man, you all right?" I'm like, "Oh,
I'm good.
I'm just
focused.
I'm in it right now."
Outside of you know, you say your producer that you work with, do you have a team, or is it just like a select few of y'all and y'all like, we got a dream and we're gonna do whatever it takes to achieve that?
Yeah, so I work with a couple, like I said, some of my closest friends who I work with as my team, and they kind of help me put stuff together, and I'm kind of like the play caller, you know what I mean? I make sure stuff happens, and when it's time to work, you know what I mean, we go to work. And I got somebody that I shoot with recently. My last few videos have been with Ryan Visual. Shout out to him.
Clean work. On that drink in my hand. You know, that I was shocked. I was like, when I was watching your videos, I was like, okay, there's been, you know, two artists I've seen outside of Thomas Tyrell who shoots for people.
He shoots for everybody. Shout out to him.
He's everywhere. Too. And it was like out of just that, and then Yellow Nguyen. Yeah. You know, he got a catalog. You know what I mean? So
yeah, shout out to him too.
Just a handful of people that I see who know what they're doing. They're working with their angles, they're working with their color correction, you know, composition, and then like I say, they have a story to the music video. It's not really, even though it may look simple, it's not. Yeah, it's a story. Yeah.
If somebody just handed you a gimbal and a camera, you wouldn't be able to do it.
Not at all, man. Not at all.
Not you. Not you. But
yeah.
You know what I mean?
You really have to have some form of knowledge on what you're trying to do. I mean, if it's just based on just understanding, you know, a script or a treatment to a music video and understanding, you know, your shot list.
Right.
That's when you know that your video finna be fire. Like,
some people don't even do that.
I know.
A lot of people.
I only shoot film, so you know everything's on like I said, I used to shoot music videos, but I shoot film now, so everything's on a time schedule. Like, we have time blocks where you got to be here, you got to be there. I need you actors there. You got to say these, you got to do that. Okay, change lightings. You know, we got a block now. We need your actors to do these.
Some people ain't even touching that, man. Some people ain't even thinking about they pressing record.
You can't, man. I mean, you can get away with it to a certain extent.
Is it on the artist?
It depends on if the artist is going to let a cameraman give him creative control.
I like you.
If
great answer.
If the artist is going to give you creative control, there ain't really nothing you can do about it. You just got to take that money. But I would rather have creative control and create something that won't be like everybody else. You know what I mean? Cole Bennett doesn't shoot music videos like everybody else.
No way.
He has crazy effects, but outside of that, even on his simple videos, he has a style. If I see it, I'm like, that's Cole Bennett. Yeah. You know what I mean? So he's paved the way. And then I see a lot of people try to mimic that. And I was like, you know, you can do it to a certain extent, but you also got to you have to find yourself in that creativity, like, because that's going to separate you.
People see it. And that'll get more people to work.
Exactly.
Sure.
Has there ever been a time where you had to dig deep for inspiration to finish a project? When you were just like, I really don't feel like doing this, but you had to dig deep and be like, I got to get this done.
I'm in that right now, to be honest with you. I feel like I've been coming out with some pretty good stuff. And like, I find myself trying to compete with my last, and not necessarily to the point where I'm like listening to this and trying to beat it, but just being creative in the studio with the words that I use. The range in my melodies and things like that. and just kind of singing a little harder on certain things or not. You know, so I'm in that right now, man. I have a lot of little writer's block moments as of recent. I think it's really the pandemic, the being away, a lot of stuff. So I'm kind of like coming out of a rut right now, but I have music stacked up, fortunately. So, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, he's like, I got something in the bag, bro. So
yeah, my next EP is already ready.
Right now,
so.
I might be struggling, but y'all finna get this new fire though. Y'all finna get this new fire though.
I try to keep some months of music stacked away, ready to go.
Okay,
so.
well then, yeah, you ain't.
I try to stay ahead of the curve.
You ain't broke. You ain't broke.
Nah, and if I gotta get to it, I will. But I gotta feel it though. I gotta live it and then feel it. Because like I said, I press record
and it just
and I just let it feel. So
ain't nothing wrong with that. Do you have any, like, let's say, do you have any advice for aspiring songwriters?
I would say, for me, I don't know if this is for everybody. Your first idea is usually your best idea. That's what I think. I think that your first idea is something that you should build around, because usually your first idea is, like I said, for me, it matches the vibe. It's a vibe. When I hear something, if it's a production I hear, I'll put it to the side if it doesn't give me a vibe. I have to press play and go. The melody came to me like that when I press play or when I got to a certain part of the beat, and then I go. But for me, I would say to people, like, build off of your first idea. Don't think too hard and be unique. It's a microwave era. I know everybody saw the T-Pain thing.
Oh,
recently.
man, he went off. He went off.
I reposted
He went off.
because
Even Dr. Dre agreed with him. Dr. Dre,
get your money. Get your money, get your popularity, whatever it is, but
at some point,
it's not gonna last. And then now with the internet, the era is changing. Every year, 2 years, the industry sound is kind of changing. So
you gotta be on it. You gotta be on it.
Everybody's kind of like Bay Area, Detroit right now.
Yeah.
Or New York, the whole drill. I don't just don't understand how you doing drill and you in Dago. Things like that. And
I don't have any answers for that type of stuff.
We don't have to get too But I would just say, like, stay focused too. And kind of one thing I preach to myself, and I'm guilty of this myself, is your enemy is out of time.
Yeah.
Nipsey said it. So
man,
the worst enemy is out of time. Stay at it.
Nipsey still be dropping gems. He ain't even here no more, man.
Breaks, enjoy yourself. Go on vacay. Step away from the mic for a little bit, whatever you got to do, but
come back and work.
Idle time, man. It's the worst enemy.
Yeah, they say.
That's a San Diego thing. We have a beautiful city. We always got something to do. We always
idle hands is the devil's work to us.
Get to work.
Yeah.
Get to work.
So I got one more question for you.
Hit me.
What you got coming out for us next? Because I know that you about to drop something. I know you, because I mean, it was a few months. There's been a few months since you dropped your last music video, so I know you got something coming for us.
Yeah. So actually, this Tuesday I have a video coming. This is going to be the last installment off of the On the Rocks project, the last EP I dropped. And people get confused because you heard the song, and some people get lost that it's a song and also an EP. So the name of the EP is also On the Rocks, but Who Are You is a track from that EP, and we're dropping that video, and it's clean. Shout out Ryan.
That video was clean, bro. Just that little step. Okay, I'm gonna keep it. Let me.
And not only that, man, I got, like I said, my next EP is in the works. This is my last installment off of the On the Rocks, and the name of the whole series is called Mood Music. Okay. So each EP has like a vibe to it. As you can see, this one is On the Rocks, so obviously it's fun, drinking. Yeah. The next thing we're gonna, hop on. We're gonna get a little more player, and yeah, man, it's gonna be a vibe. I'm not giving no names.
Yeah, good. Hey, I'm just ready. I mean,
it's a vibe.
I appreciate you even showing it to me. You know what I mean?
This is my best work to date.
It was clean.
My next is my best work to
date. So
date.
tell everybody where they can find your social media, or I'm gonna put it in here, but just let everybody know
for sure.
Where they can find your social media and your music on whatever platforms that you got them on.
Yeah, man, you can find me on all platforms. Mischief, it's MISCHIF, no E, Mischief, say it right. And my @ is Mischief TRK, so that's MISCHIF TRK, no underscores, no nothing, straight through. And yeah, man, follow me up, check me out. I'm coming with the vibes.
Let's roll, bro. I appreciate you coming through, man. I ain't gonna keep you no
Appreciate
longer,
you
man.
having me, man.
Yeah, you take care, bro. Holla.
Good time, man. Dessert.